Hello, this is Pat Donahue, Executive Director of Disciples Women. I've missed visiting and talking with you in our group gatherings over the past few months, so I decided to share something with you, and I hope you find it helpful in some way. Last year, our family camped together in May, and I always look forward to gathering around the campfire. My son plays the guitar and we sing, and I was expecting that we would have guitar music. But as it turns out, now that he has a new job and a new second daughter, he's given up the guitar. So I decided that I would take it upon myself to take lessons and to be sure that we had guitar music this year. We start our days with expectations, especially when we are people of routine. There are some things we expect to happen. We plan our calendar months, even years ahead of time. We have big plans like a trip to Italy, or small plans like a trip to a craft store to shop. We hear over and over that Jesus was not the Messiah that Israel had expected. Mary and Martha expected Jesus would save their brother Lazarus. But instead, Jesus knew God would be glorified by not arriving as expected. Jesus' own disciples did not expect Jesus to die on a cross. For some, they may have thought this will be when Jesus becomes the conquering king sort of Messiah they had imagined. I suspect in most of our expectations for 2020, living with a pandemic was not among them. Movies have told me when something this big happens, there will be zombies and apocalyptic battles, and we will know who the enemy is, be able to see the enemy, that we'll know what to do to fight the enemy. We are not used to battling against something by doing nothing. We feel like we should be doing something, possibly one of the challenges of our society. So much doing with little time for just being. Being, apparently, makes a lot of us uncomfortable. If, hypothetically, I had expected a pandemic, there are so many things happening that I would not have expected. One of the first was a man on a balcony playing a violin for his neighbors. They were all standing on their balconies, soaking it up and applauding for him. Music reaches people in ways that words do not. There was a group of people who stood on their balconies and sang. They all sang together, and it was incredible. Music, it touches us. There are daily videos from some of our favorites, like playing guitars, singing songs, laughing and entertaining us, and reminding us of who we are. But guitar music is especially moving, healing, and soothing for me. Katie Valentine, a Disciples woman from California, plays her harp and talks to kids online. What a great homeschooling addition. There's also a video of this whole group in the neighborhood who made a music video. The videographer is driving through the neighborhood, and he takes pictures at each family doing one part of the video, performing however they choose. What a great picture of keeping people safe, of social distancing without disconnecting. Music. Music, not battles against zombies, when the world is struggling together against a common thread. Part of this whole process is how we think about this, how we work to accept and embrace our situation. I've thought often of a story a friend of mine told me several years ago about a woman who was planning a trip to Italy. It was her dream trip. She learned Italian for a couple of years leading up to the trip. She got all the necessary shots, checked on visa and passport requirements, made travel and hotel arrangements at each stop in the country. She read and studied to prepare to be a welcome visitor to a culture not her own. As she boards the plane, she's so excited. She dreams about what she will see when she lands. The country she has dreamed about and prepared for. Venice, Rome, Florence, and maybe even Torre Pellice. The crew announces that they will be landing in 20 minutes. Her excitement builds. She can hardly stand it. They taxi down the runway, full of expectations. As the plane pulls into the gate, the crew announces, "Welcome to Holland." What? This is not what I signed up for. This is not what I planned for. This is not what I expected. Soon, though, she discovers that Holland is beautiful. Lovely people, interesting culture, an amazing experience. It's just not what she had expected, not what she had planned for. Perhaps for us, it may be helpful to consider that this is not what we expected, and it's not what we planned for. But if we are open to what God has to say, we may find that there are some truly beautiful blessings in this time. I'd like to share with you Psalm 27:14. Wait for the Lord. Be strong and let your heart take courage. Yes, wait for the Lord.